Like a lot of your fights get a little bit of edge in the lead up towards them. You know, you and Max went back and forth. There's a little bit with you and Volkanovski. But were you surprised that Justin made this as personal as he did?
I was surprised too, a little bit. I wasn't expecting him doing this kind of things, but it is what it is. We ready for everything, for every kind of situations.
He did come in here earlier and say that he was only joking, and you know, it was taken a little bit out of context. I'm curious if you took those words as a joke, or if you feel like these are things that you can't joke about.
That I took it as a joke? What do you mean?
He said that he meant it as a joke. You know, the whole I would leave you as well. Like he was joking when he said that.
He said so many things after what he said. First of all, he said like that he wasn't meaning about the divorce. Then he said that he was joking. Whoever, I don't care. Honestly, you can't take anything personal from my idiot. He's an idiot. My father is my dad. That's all.
We have seen.
Did you saw that video?
Yes, I did. Leading into this fight, based on the press conference you shared the stage with Ilia last time, that he gets overly emotional sometimes, and other men has a power over him when he does that. Do you feel like you've gotten him over emotional with some of the comments made in the lead up to this fight?
I hope so. I hope he's going to come out very aggressive.
Is there any part of you that feels like, man, maybe I should just lean all the way into it at the press conference, cuss him out, and try and really rile him up and get him out of his game plan, or is that just not you as who you are?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I'm definitely not trying to be something I'm not. Most of the time, I'm just being a funny guy. I think I'm a pretty funny guy. A lot of things when something's in text, it's very, very hard to understand the context of things rather than when you see a video.
My father is my dad.
We have seen different sorts of Gaethjes in the past. You know, against Fiziev, he was much more technical. Against Paddy, he was much more reckless. Which one are you expecting on fight night? And do you think maybe that's just who he is now, the version we saw against Paddy?
I think that we are gonna see a completely different Justin that we used to see. He's gonna show up in a completely different style. He's gonna try to wrestle. He's gonna try to come out with the hard kicks, with the inside leg low kicks, outside, with the high kicks, with the strategy to go to later rounds and then be like fading and come up with the punches. So what we are expecting is to see a completely different Justin that we used to see.
Were you surprised he took some of the, you know, you would leave him as well comments quite so badly, or did you kind of figure he would maybe?
No, I mean, again, nobody's ever seen a video of that interaction. Nobody. You can't pull it up. It's not out there. They only put the text out. So I was joking. I thought it was funny.
You said in this fight that you have to do something that other guys don't tend to do against Ilia, and that's go forward and be very aggressive. Is that the game plan, or are you kind of giving us a bit of misdirection there? What exactly is your intentions in this fight?
Everything is misdirection. I'm never going to, show my cards before the fight. So we'll see.
When you look at Ilia's resume, and you fought the best of the best as well, right? But
yeah.
him beating Max and Volk and Charles in the way that he did, where do you rank him against the names that we consider greats, like those names?
Yeah,
where do you rank him in his
skills? He's up there. I mean, his last 3 fights have been spectacular. He is one of the best in the world. He is the best in the world right now. You know, he's considered the best in the world. Top 2. He's number 2 on the pound-for-pound division list. And, yeah, this is a huge task for me, huge challenge. I'm a huge underdog, and I love the challenge.
He has said he wants to come forward, unlike some of your other opponents, which on paper seems like maybe a little bit of a bad idea. Do you think he's just trying to throw you off with some misdirection, perhaps, and actually that's not his strategy?
Listen, if he's going to try to move forward, we all know what's going to happen. I'm going to put him to sleep in the first two minutes. But I don't know how much of what he's saying is the truth, but whatever. He's going to have to deal with my strategy. I'm not going to have to deal with his. So,
this might sound like a weird question, but you just mentioned there the odds and the fact that you're the underdog. Do you consider yourself the underdog here? Do you look at him and think, man, this is a challenge, I'm going to have to really be on my best? Or do you think, like, no, these people are counting me out way too early and they don't know what I know?
I mean, he's beat 2 people that knocked me out. Well, Charles didn't knock me out, but he pretty much knocked me out before he choked me out. Yeah, I mean, he's up there, man. This is a huge challenge for me. Huge challenge, but I don't see myself as the underdog. I feel like I'm ready and I'm capable of beating this guy. Obviously, I wouldn't be at this stage, and I wouldn't be in these level of fights if I didn't have that self-belief in myself.
Last one from me. You are fighting outside, and I've seen you training outside. You're getting used to it. What do you think is the weirdest thing that you might have to face with fighting outside? Is it bugs? Is it the rain? What is the thing that you might be the strangest thing to deal with?
Good question. Actually, I don't know what kind of things that I'm going to be facing fighting outside, since it's the first time that I'm fighting outside. I don't know, but as I told you, we prepared for everything. I'm gonna have to fight in the same circumstances as my opponent. We are gonna be both in the same octagon, dealing with the same. We are gonna have to deal with the same things. Not specifically with the same things, because he's going to have to deal with me and I'm going to have to deal with him, which is a little bit different. But yeah.
Right here to your right. So you are part of this very special group of fighters to win belts in 2 divisions, only 11 of them. 3 of them have only managed to defend the belt in first weight classes, or in both weight classes, and none of them have done it well undefeated. So you can make history by being the first to defend titles in 2 weight classes with a perfect record. How important is that to the legacy that you're ultimately trying to build in this career?
Of every title defense, every fight for me is very important. But I don't base my fights anymore in titles and in those kind of things and legacy. I just go in, I do my best, and that's all.
Justin, right here. I've watched a couple of your interviews, and a lot of the questions surround, like, are you excited to fight at the White House? What do you think of the magnitude and this and that? And you've responded a few times with, I don't have emotions about this right now. It's just like a normal fight week and everything. You've also used phrases like, I don't expect to be alive Sunday, or Monday for this one, fights are Sunday. Is this something you've learned along the way, or have you always been like, shut out the noise and this?
I mean, I've learned, again, through, if you don't understand and believe the danger is real, then your body doesn't do like primal things. And I need to, obviously I am in danger, and the danger is real. And so I just convince myself and believe it as much as I can so that my body will go to a special place. You know, in these fights, I'm able to perform the way I perform because I go to a very primal place. It's not like I'm in there having thoughts and making these choices. This is just who I am, and it's how my body, reacts to these situations.
Yeah, a lot of people have talked about what you've built with so much effort and sacrifice. Do you think there's anything about you that people still underestimate?
No lo sé, pero lo que sí sé es que tal vez todavía confunden mi confianza con la arrogancia. Eso es lo que sí que sigo pensando, que mucha gente todavía cree que todo lo que digo viene de la arrogancia porque no tienen ni idea que todo lo que digo realmente viene basado de trabajo duro, de muchísima disciplina, y que todo lo que hablo lo hablo basado en hechos. Y muchos dicen que hablo mucho, pero bueno, al final del día también lo demuestro y así lo respaldo.
I think that what happens is people get confused. They confuse my confidence for arrogance. They don't understand that, and I guess maybe they don't see that everything has come from hard work and discipline and sacrifice. And everything that I say is about facts and about accomplishment. So that's what I see.
Quizá consideras que haya algo que Justin haga mejor que tú.
And is there anything that Justin does better than you?
No sé, la verdad que no he pensado en eso, me pillas un poquito en frío, pero no sé, se echa mejores siestas que yo delante del público, eso seguro.
I haven't thought about this, but I mean, he just kind of throws himself out to the public. He throws himself out there more than I do.
So you don't like to look past the fight nights, but do you ever reflect on your career, like fighting in that empty arena, going to Abu Dhabi to fight Habib, the Paramount debut, Madison Square Garden? Do you reflect on that after the fact?
Yeah, I do. I use it, for lessons, to not repeat. Again, Oliveira was at home, home field advantage in Arizona. I had already failed fighting for the belt once. This is my second chance. I wanted it so bad, and the more you want something, the worse you do sometimes. So, yeah, you can't make it bigger than what it is.
And then one of the things you said that stuck out to me at Media Day before the Paddy fight was you were kind of responding to what he was saying, is that, like, he's not experienced the build to a title fight, preparing for these 5-round fights, and you know what to expect. How do you prepare for a fight outside at the White House? and as Dana White said, Super Bowl numbers for this event? Like, because not only have you not experienced this, like I don't think anyone will experience this.
Yeah, I mean, again, whenever there's so much danger in front of you, none of that matters. You know, the humidity is the only thing that's going to be a factor. You know, we're going to be either sweatier, hotter, you know, and so I put myself into hot environments. I put myself into a sauna before my workouts so that I go into and go through my workouts, you know, with my body heat elevated, or I go into the sauna mid-workout and, you know, really peak my temperature, my body temperature, so that I have to perform in that atmosphere. And all I can do is try to replicate the atmosphere that I'm going to be in. Look at all the almanac information from the last 50 years, and you know it says between 70 and 80% humidity. But I have been here the last 3 or 4 days. I've been outside around the time I'm going to fight, and it's been nice. It's been really nice. Nothing compared to the sauna.
You've said before that Justin maybe crossed the line in the comments recently. And so what do you do? You're always calm, cool, collected inside the octagon. How do you just calculate and assess this so that a comment like this and just being bothered about it doesn't turn into something emotional inside the octagon?
Bueno, he pasado por muchas situaciones durante toda mi carrera deportiva. Siempre he sabido diferenciar lo personal de lo profesional. No me importa en absoluto lo que me esté diciendo. Es personal, pero nunca me suelo llevar lo personal. En lo profesional siempre me suelo mantener en calma y hacer lo que más me convenga a nivel profesional. Entonces, el 14 de junio me mostraré una vez más dentro de ese octógono como un profesional, dejando todo lo personal afuera. Y eso es lo que me da la confianza y la fe de que voy a salir victorioso, porque sé mantener la calma bajo presiones de ese estilo.
I think that throughout my career, I've always faced situations that, you know, turn into that, and it turns into personal and professional. But I've always been able to manage those and turn those things into something. It is personal, but I've always been a professional. I do believe that I know how to handle situations like this. And on the 14th of June, you're going to see that I'm going to be the professional that I am, and I will know how to turn those situations into a professional effort.
That's cool. I'm working out there all week. They have a nice little gym. It's perfect.
And going back to what you said about Ilia kind of setting a super high standard for himself and what he's saying, like saying no doubt in his mind he's going to put you away inside 2 minutes. And we've never seen anyone do that to you, even in the fights you've lost. It's never an easy out for them. So is he even overlooking that element that, like, you know, even if it does go his way, the resistance you presented there, no one's doing that to you?
Yeah, he's been wrong about me so many times. I mean, I heard when he heard that I was going to fight Paddy Pimblett, he said I had 0 chance. And, you know, I definitely won that fight. And, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what he thinks or why he thinks the way he thinks. But this is a crazy sport. He definitely could knock me out in the first 2 minutes. It wouldn't be because he's that much better than me. It's because this sport is so fucking crazy, and anything can happen.
And is that the difference between you guys? You always say you make peace with the worst possible outcome before you get in there, and it allows you to fight the way you want to fight. Is that maybe something that he hasn't experienced yet in knowing how to do that?
I mean, he's found success doing it the way he does it. We're all different. You know, nobody's going to approach this the same. This is a crazy life. And, yeah, I mean, it's just, again, he's backed himself into a corner, because when we go to the second round, you know, what's he gonna? You know, how is he gonna justify that to himself? We go to the third round, he's bleeding. How is he gonna justify that to himself when it should have been over already in his mind? I do not go in there with expectations. I expect 25-minute war, and I expect to have to dig deep and have to overcome a lot of adversity, and I'm ready to do that.